Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and the Yukon. Trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the pink symbol ABN-AF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Mish Shedlock, editor of Mish's Global Economic Trend Analysis on MishTalk.com. Welcome back to the show, Mish.
Pleasure to be back on. I'm returning home this last weekend from a second trip to Iceland. We went there to see the Northern Lights. Saw them one day good and one day really weak in 8 days. So that's kind of what it's like, actually. So you can't go there with an expectation of seeing them at all. We saw them once really good. It was a very nice display.
Well, I grew up 300 miles north of Edmonton, which is north. I've seen spectacular northern lights up there. By the way, the best northern lights are in the summertime when you really can't see them because the sun stays up all day.
That's correct.
Mish, U.S. GDP, what kind of projections are you seeing, and are they real?
That's real interesting. I'm about ready to make mine, and mine is 0.6%. There's going to be a number of reports out between now and I think April 28th when the report comes out, but pretty much they're all over the place. I've seen them as high as 4.5%, which I think is absurd. Maybe it was 4.3%. The market, which is has had a pretty hot hand, is much more reasonable, but they're going to update their forecast in a couple of days, so we'll see what that is. GDP now is 1.2%, and the nowcast is 2.9 or 3%, I forget which. And so a huge discrepancy between the Atlanta Fed model and the New York Fed model. At least one of them is seriously wrong. GDP now, on the basis of an ISM report, up their forecast a little bit from 0.9 to 1.2%. The problem with all this is the ISM numbers aren't matching reality. The production reports just aren't matching all the strength in the regional reports. One of them is wrong. I don't know why. The regional reports are all skewed, but I suspect the problem is there, and I suspect it may have something to do with energy, because the oil sector is back producing again. So I don't know. We'll see. It could also have something to do with aircraft orders. They have been on a tear recently, so it could be something to do related with aircraft parts. I don't know. It's sort of a mystery. We're going to find out what the real number is. Well, we're going to find out a preliminary number on April 28th.
Canada posted a nearly $1 billion trade deficit in February, while the U.S. trade deficit really narrowed the gap. Is that going to help places like Canada in the NAFTA talks?
I don't think this is going to help anybody anywhere. Some of these trade reports with nations are extremely suspect because they're not adjusted for the number of days in a month. So February was 28 days, March was 31. So there's typically a problem at such times. They don't normalize that data like they do other things. Some people have a problem with these seasonal adjustments. I don't. Here's a number that they ought to seasonally adjust, but they don't. So these trade numbers, U.S. to other countries in terms of percentages and numbers, you need to take them with a grain of salt. But anyway, I found it interesting that the Econoday, that's the Bloomberg website that discusses all the economic reports. I have a fun time mocking them. because today they came out on the balance of trade report. It was down 4.5 or 4.6 billion dollars. The U.S. trade deficit declined, and the counter day writer said that, this is going to have a really big impact on GDP estimates. And I wrote before they came out that it's not going to have any impact. And the reason why I said that is because we get these advanced numbers, and the advanced numbers and the final numbers were nearly alike. So when the report came out today, it was exactly no change. So one of the things when people are looking at these forecasts, they just look at some of these numbers and say, "My gosh, why didn't this go up?" It's because the model already factored it in. Advanced reports, those are the two most likely scenarios. It took me a while to learn all of this, but I'm actually reasonably good at estimating now what these models are going to say in advance.
We'll have more with Mike Shedlock right after the break.
I'm Larry Ray, President and CEO of American Manganese, Inc., listed on the TSX Venture, ticker symbol AMY, A-M-Y, with proprietary patents in the U.S., China, and South Africa. Our focus is on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. China recently legislated the responsibility for recycling onto their electric vehicle manufacturers and importers. For more information, please visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
I'm Bill McWilliam, President of Cascadero Copper, CCD on the TSX Venture Exchange. Cesium is one of the world's rarest metals with a growing industrial demand. Drilling is underway on our Tehran property in Argentina to prove up a cesium resource. Cascadero's patent-pending leach process has the potential to make Cascadero the lowest cost supplier of cesium in the world. Visit our website, cascadero.com, or phone us at 604-924-5504.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Mike Shedlock. Mish, U.S. auto sales, how are they hanging down?
Pretty bad. We've seen some. Ford was particularly bad, 7% decline, I think. A little bit more on average. It was 5% decline overall. GM rose a little bit, 1% or so, 1.2% maybe. But this is the first back-to-back month we've seen in decline in auto sales, and the only reason why the factory report rose today is for the second month in a row, airport orders were up big, and airplane orders. The problem is those things have a really long lead time. They're subject to cancellation. And so you need to take the effect of those out and smooth them out over time. So the report would have looked really, really bad, actually, these last couple months without those aircraft orders. So all these reports that things are strengthening and manufacturing looks good, based on anecdotal evidence of the ISM. And the weird thing is, the PMI, there's two measures of the thing. ISM is Institute of Supply Management. There's another one. Market produces a PMI report. They're both measuring the same thing. They're surveying manufacturers, saying how good are the conditions. One of them has the conditions fabulous, and the other one has the conditions mediocre. So which one's right? So we've got all of these. There's just widespread disagreement here on everything, but if you listen to the way the Fed governors are talking, they're still expecting 3 hikes this year. Now I'll tell you this: if GDP comes in for the first quarter at 3%, we're going to have more hikes. But if it comes in where I think people are going to start talking about cuts, because I'm expecting pretty bad numbers this quarter.
If the numbers are bad, do you see a big reaction in the stock markets?
I don't know how it'll go. The market could get excited over the fact that the Fed's not going to hike. Certainly, I would expect gold to benefit from that. Whether the stock market benefits from that, I don't know. They can also face reality and say, you know what, earnings estimates have been not doing much of anything for 2 years, yet the stock market has gone through the roof, and now we've got a slowdown in the economy with the Fed still talking hikes, because I don't think they will give up easy. I think they will still be talking about what they want to see instead of reality. So the market could take a pretty big hit, but we don't know. We've got a whole month between, almost a month between now and the 28th. We'll see. 3 weeks.
Is there any chance that Trump would fire Yellen?
I don't think so. It would look too political. So I think Yellen her term is up next year sometime. Not sure the month. I think Yellen's going to step aside. She's not going to want to deal with Trump.
Who names the new Fed chair?
Well, then Trump gets to nominate someone, and there's a vote. More than likely, his nominee would be approved.
We'll have more with Mike Shedlock right after this.
GEM International is a new diamond explorer in the richest diamond producing country in Africa, located next to the 4th largest producing diamond mine in the world. International Spotlight is on an 1109 carat diamond recently discovered in Africa by a fellow Canadian junior with a proven operator and finance team. GEM International trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol GI. Visit us at gemdiamondmining.com.
Keep informed. Receive our weekly recap of thought-provoking articles, podcasts, and radio delivered to your inbox for free. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage, HowStreet.com. Welcome back. We're talking with Mike Shedlock. Mish, is there any chance that Trump will be able to get his infrastructure plan into place?
Infrastructure plan into play. I don't know. If he does, it'll be small. The impact will be at least a year down the line. I think the markets have priced too much into the Trump effect of what they expect to happen. So far, he's struggling getting anything done. Did not revise Obamacare. Don't have an infrastructure bill. He had to rescind his order barring certain classes of people from coming into the United States. I disagree with his wall, and I'm not even sure he can get that passed if he needs funding for it, because I'm not sure he gets funding for that wall. There's other things he can do. He can move some budgets around from here to there and start it. But so far he's not off and running in getting much of his agenda done.
Would a Trump budget be able to pass?
Well, it won't be a Trump budget. It will be a budget out of the House, and there's debate about that right now. Paul Ryan wants a BAT, a border adjustment tax. Trump is lukewarm with it. If it passes, it'll go through, even though essentially Trump has asked for a border adjustment tax. He just decides to not call it a border adjustment tax. And a border adjustment tax is actually illegal under is against trade regulations with the World Trade Organization. There's a whole lot of problems with a BAT, and Germany and the EU have already threatened in advance to file a lawsuit if the U.S. passes such a thing. I'm uncertain, even if a BAT passes the House, I don't think it'll pass the Senate. So they need some serious work just to get everything done. It's kind of interesting here. They could pass all kinds of legislation in the House. Obamacare was rescinded in the House like 50 times, was rescinded in the House and the Senate once. Of course, Obama vetoed it. And now that Trump's in power and the Republicans are in power across the board, they can't get anything done. Why? Because they're already afraid of losing votes in the midterm elections, Jim.
Well, that's the problem with politics. It's so damn political.
That's exactly right. Anyway, I'm looking for weaker GDP than most people expect. We'll see. I'm targeting right now around 0.6%, but the reports that come out between now and April 28th might change my mind in either direction.
Italy has made noises about bringing back the lira. Would that be possible, and would that be economic suicide?
Of course it's possible, and it would be almost suicide for the EU. Whether or not it would be suicide for Italy is another question. Depends on what they do, but the Eurozone won't survive if Italy does some of the things that Beppe Grillo and now some of the other political parties in Italy are saying. If they walk away from euro obligations and repay in lira, there's going to be one hell of a cascade effect in the Eurozone.
Well, the one nice thing about lira when I was in Italy is you get a 100,000 lira note, and then you're very disappointed to find out it's worth about $40.
That's about right. Okay, Jim.
Thank you very much, Mish.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
My guest has been Mish Shedlock, editor of Mish's Global Economic Trend Analysis on MishTalk.com. You're listening to HowStreet.com Radio. Find us on Twitter at TalkDigitalNet. Our YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. Questions for the show can be sent to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on HowStreet.com Radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com Radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.